You know, at some point, I'll start to think Frieza's hand isn't really slipping. I mean, come on. Anyway, welcome to Dragon Ball Super episode 95 review? Wow, it's been a long time since we've done one of these, hasn't it? Well, that's because I've decided to change this format up. Before, it seemed like I was doing more of a retelling of the episode while giving my thoughts. Now, considering I've been listening to a certain little podcast called Once Upon a Time, check those guys out if you're a Once Upon a Time fan. They do a little bit different, and they kind of, entice me to change my style up. So, I'm going to be doing a review, but I'm not going to be saying everything in order, and I might miss some orders out, because I'm just going to kind of talk about it, and this might be more of a podcast type of review type thing. I don't know. But we begin this episode with the assassins from from some unknown universe that might or may not be from a universe. And to my surprise, their faces are those masks. I thought they were wearing masks, but apparently their faces are all just the same. So Universe 9 is a very commonly, it's the extras universe, apparently. And they're really good at keeping secrets, because they're like, we're not going to tell you anything, until one guy's like, but we're the best universe, and your universe is poo. And then like the one dude's like, oh, well, nobody even like mentions like that they fucked up. They're just like, well, we're just gonna do it. Let's just play with it a little bit. Who needs a tournament? Who needs a tournament? Don't worry about your universe. All right, just play with us for a little bit. And they don't know. They don't know what they just did. Frieza agrees to play with them because Frieza has gotten really, really strong. He's become very strong. We'll figure out why he's picturing later in the episode, but basically he's picturing killing Goku, so I just told you. And basically he was doing some image training in the cocoon, and everybody knows Ki or Chi is all about mental capacity. So Frieza now has the the delicacy to stir water and the intensity to destroy, or something like that, or the ultimate intensity, whatever. He has the blue and red powers. He has conquered the godly Ki. That's not real. Don't everybody start going on a tangent saying I confirmed it. That's just me joking. Alright, calm down. But he has become the true golden Frieza. And that means that he gets an awesome soundtrack, which is like godly and beautiful. Even Goku's impressed. He's torn between wanting to see how good Frieza is and just, well, he gets that decision made for him, because they play alright. Frieza has like a freaking triple, quadruple, all 5-finger death beam. Remember how he had trouble in the past with his Destructo Disc cutting through him because it was homing? Well, now I can home his death beams. How do you home death beams? How do you possibly do that? That is insane. Frieza has gone above and beyond. He is beautiful. And the animation in this episode, aside from the one scene where Frieza looks like Scooter from Doug, is amazing, because the whole budget for the entire Resurrection of F arc has been put in this episode. I know that joke's been made 1,000 times, but who cares? Frieza has become a true beast, the beast of all beasts. The assassins, they hope that they can change things. They're like, I know what we'll do. We'll just attack them all at once, because that works. So then Frieza channels his inner Fist of the North Star and explodes their heads. What's that move called again? I don't remember. But there's a move in that make a joke there that I didn't make. And then they decide, oh, let's take a hostage. That's the next step. But that doesn't work, because Goku steps in finally and does something. He punches and kicks. He does the things that don't kill him. His punches and kicks do not blow up their heads, unfortunately. But even Goku's like, we don't have to kill them, Frieza. Stop it. And then Frieza and Goku have their classic little, we're going to talk about it. But Frieza makes a good point. He says, what's it matter if I kill them or if they die here? And he's not wrong. I mean, their universe is destroyed, then who cares? But as they talk, it turns out Mr. Dog Man got some power from Sidra, the gold of destruction from Universe 9. And he apparently got a little bitty bit of Hakai energy from Sidra. And so he was really scared to use it at first. But he comes to terms with that decision and decides to throw it at Frieza. And he's like, but, you know, Frieza already knows. He's like, so, come on, hit me already, you stupid mutt. And he does, but then Frieza, like, you know, he lets it, you know, he dodges it, and then he looks like a badass with his finger going back like, pachoo, and he blows it up. It's funny because they show like a little cutscene of the dog where he's all like afraid, and then they just cut to him, like they slowly fade into him being all cocky and shit with his one broken arm looking motherfucker. So he's like, haha, that wasn't the real one, this was. And Frieza just shoots it out of his hand like it's nothing. He's like, oh crap. And then he's like, Goku and Vegeta's not here. Frieza and Goku were just like, oh man. No, it wasn't Goku, I'm sorry. It was just, I just noticed that the dog had like boobs on his head. What is going on with his hat? Sorry, he just had to mention that. But Frieza's getting all cocky, and the dog's like, ha, I had another one. And then Frieza's like, oh no, and he tries to stop it, and hits the Yakai energy, and everybody who's watching is like, oh no, Frieza, you fool, you let your cockiness get the better of you again. And Frieza, he can't do it, he just can't contain the power, it eventually overpowers him, and it covers his entire body in a white and pink and purple glow. It's so horrible as Frieza's about to die, and then Frieza's just screaming in total horror until he just grins and says, just kidding. And he this is really cool actually, where he just like grabs the energy inside. He just like starts using his powers, like, I will show you the true power of Golden Frieza. And he starts to like just take it in. At first I thought he was absorbing the energy into himself. I was like, is this dude gonna absorb a Hakai? How the hell does that work? Is he gonna be able to do it? But then you can kind of see that he's just kind of compressing it and making it his own power, and it's so freaking cool. So he ends up doing it, and the dog is like, oh, there's no way you could do that. It's impossible. That's Citrus-Saba's. And then it's you know, like most, you know, villains, like, oh no, I can't believe that you did this one thing. That exactly, I'm going to tell you exactly how it works. And Frieza's like, I don't need that. And he just shoots the dude. I remember Quaman, I think it was Quaman or Detective Q, however he wants to call himself now. I think it was him who said that that Frieza shot him in the arm in the last episode because you can't show death or somebody getting shot in the chest on a kid's show. This episode was no kid's show. Okay, this episode was insane. Frieza actually kills the dude and he falls into the water. It's crazy. But Frieza has the energy in his hand, showing how truly badass he is. And it's just like, him and Goku are like, I don't know what this is, but Frieza's like, it looks like it's from the gods. It has such pure energy to it. It's so interesting. And Goku's like, oh, I understand what's going on now, so I'm gonna tell them, hey, you guys, this is stupid, by the way, because as you and Goku should be able to see, Frieza, he has a look on his face when he's holding that ball. He looks at Goku like, like he has something sinister planned. And Goku's like, oh, he takes the time to turn his back to Frieza and talks to the people of the universe, saying, if you want to take this up anywhere, you take it in the ring. You know, I don't need any jabronis to come at me. You can tell your boss that he is going to have to meet me in the ring. We'll settle this at the Tournament of Power. And the assassins look scared, but they're not scared this time of Frieza. They will be again. Don't you worry. They will be. But you can see Frieza winding up, and then he just puts Goku in the Hakai ball. And Goku's like, Frieza, what are you doing? And I love the audio cues of it too. It's like all like reverberate. And we finally see the arena get it finished. It's beautiful. It's huge. The Xenos are pleased. The Xenos have given the great priest the greatest honor possible. Their congratulations and acceptance of his creation. And what exactly is it that two amazing, most powerful gods will offer someone who has pleased them so? Will it be some type of immortality? Will it be some kind of special power? It will be the greatest gift of all, a tiny piece of candy. And he only gets it from one. He doesn't get it from both, but he takes it and he's like, oh, I'm so honored. I will treasure this candy as I eat it. Is it like a Willy Wonka candy, like a non-stop gobstopper, where it just never goes out? Like, where did this come from? Why candy? do they have pockets? How do they have pockets? Where'd this candy come from? And they're like, this is how you please them. You get candy from them. The greatest gods in the entire Z universe, Dragon Ball universe, and it's candy. That's what you get. But Goku, to Frieza's delight, sees that he can not escape. But I do have to say, I think Goku did this purposely, because Goku survives the Hakai Ball for a long time. So either two things: either Goku was cocky enough to think that he could beat Frieza out and do it in his base form, because he is strong in his base form, or he didn't want to show Frieza everything he had to offer just yet. So he just tries to do it, and it looks like he's going to do it until he doesn't do it. But I think Frieza did this for two reasons. One, you know, this lets him do whatever the heck he wants, because now Goku can't be in his way to stop him. And two, this, well, best case scenario, Goku survives. It's like, okay, whatever. Worst case scenario, no, best case scenario, Goku dies and he doesn't have to worry about it anymore. He's like, I got rid of Goku. Because he even said, he's like, I've been waiting to kill you for, like, since I came back, and you just turn your back on me. You never learn. And he don't. So then Frieza decides to go all, I'm gonna murder and torture your ass, and he starts shooting the dude, one of the assassins, in the body, like, you know, kind of like he did Gohan in the ROF arc, and he starts shooting him and is like, tell me where your universe you came from. And the dude's like, alright, I'll tell you everything you want to know. And Frieza's like, nah, don't stop yet. Just keep being quiet. I want to keep doing this. I haven't done this in a while. I gotta say, it's kind of funny. Frieza said he wanted to bathe himself in blood, but these guys have no blood because, you know, kid shows. Even though, again, this is so hardcore. So you can only imagine during the next cutscene where they try to rush him, and he just does it to everybody else. And eventually he gets the scouter. He gets the Tree of Might fruit from somebody. I mean, the communicator from somebody. And we cut to the god in row, and they're like, oh, that must be them. What's taking them so long? And then it's like, oh man, that must be them. So then they get a call, and it's Frieza. Frieza's like, oh, hello there, Universe 9. I borrowed a communicator from one of your minions. See, that you cannot tell me that it's not like the Tree of Might fruit. Come on, that has to be another reference, especially later when he does something else to it. And then they're like, oh, you can't tell on us, you know, because you have no proof. And Frieza's like, I have the proof right here. He shows Goku in the Hakai Ball, and Goku's still struggling. Now, Goku doesn't know anything that's going on at this point, because he's kind of busy right now. And then, like, you can't tell on us, they won't believe you. But Frieza, apparently, one thing I want to mention in my reviews is I'm gonna try my best to give you spoiler-free reviews. And now that I know that the spoilers are fake, I can give you this information if you are trying to avoid spoilers like me. It was rumored that Frieza leaves Universe 7 to join Universe, I think it was 4 or something. So they do tease this. I wonder if Toei's starting to get wise to people putting out spoiling titles, and have decided to start trolling people who do that and give them the wrong information. But they do tease the idea of Frieza joining Universe 9. He's like, I'm not going to tell on you. Just tell me you'll allow me to be on your team in Universe 9 and you'll resurrect me. Because, you see, Frieza's got to put a lot of frying pans in the oven if he's going to get, you know, put back to life. Frieza's a smart man. He thinks 2 steps and 5 steps ahead of everything else he does, because he knows that, yeah, Goku said he'd bring him back with the Dragon Balls, sure, but having one person bringing you back to life isn't bad. Having 2 people is even better. Now, I also want to think that maybe Frieza never intended to come to this universe, and 2 reasons because of that. I think maybe because he took that Hakai power, he thinks that he can kill Sidra, or maybe the other thing is he just wanted to test and see how weak the gods were in this time, because he knows about the universes being destroyed. But I digress from that, and everybody, they're both like, you want to join our universe? Like, surely you have some reason to be in that universe. Like, you have to have something you love, a loved one, scenery, memories. And Frieza's like, nah, I don't care about anything but myself and my own, like, success. He doesn't care where he's at, he just wants to do it. So Ro pulls a Barry Allen and starts reading through really fast the rules to see if it's allowed for them to take a universe warrior from another universe, and apparently there's nothing wrong with it, and they're agreeing and they're arguing about it because Ro's like, hold on, wait, no, let's not, we may be a treacherous universe, you know, but this guy's pure evil. And Cidra's like, that makes him perfect for us. And he's like, no, he's a bigger god of destruction than you. And he's like, no, I'll just destroy him if I need to. Ro's like, no, it's not going to be that easy. I think he could take you. And then Frieza just, I love Frieza's face. He's like, whoa, they are really arguing about this, aren't they? So this goes on, and it's just, I don't know if Frieza like heard him say he betrayed him and be like, oh, if he could kill him, be like, maybe this guy can still kill me, but maybe not. And it don't matter anyway. Time's up. Beerus and Whis come looking like a badass, and Frieza, just like the Tree of Might fruit, crushes it in his hand, leaving no evidence left of this treachery. And Beerus comes in like, what are you two doing messing around here? And he just blows the Hakai away. So I had a theory that Beerus might be one of the weakest god of destructions. That theory has been put to bed because he just blew away Sidra's just spear of Hakai. Like, it was nothing. It's just great. And it explodes, and he's like, you guys took so long, we just wanted to see what you were doing here. Then we get to see one of my favorite Beeruses. I love seeing Beerus, you know, joking and stuff with Goku, and that's great, but I love it even more when he gets really serious with that, like, dead-on evil grin, like, not grin, evil, like, stare, and just goes behind Frieza and, like, that's not what I'm worried about. Because Frieza's like, oh, he was just in the destruction of Hakai, you know, I got out of it just fine, so I don't know what he was doing. He's like, why do you have that energy? Are you dealing with another universe? And Frieza, before he can say anything, Goku just like, no, look, Beerus, this is my fault. I forgot how bad Frieza was. It's me, you know, Whis always saying I got those problems. And it was just like, you know, Whis even goes with Frieza. He's like, oh, well, maybe he's just trying to get information from another universe, you know, you never know. And Beerus is like, you're not mad, Goku? The dude tried to kill you. And Goku's like, oh yeah, but you know, he's a bad dude, and I should have known that, it's my fault. And Beerus, this is funny right here, I just gotta mention him because Frieza, remember the last time we saw Frieza see Beerus, the art in this episode, oh my god, Frieza's eyes, I might put a picture up, because, oh, so beautiful. But Frieza was legitimately afraid, even in his golden form. In this scenario, seeing all the chaos going around and seeing how worried Beerus is about the tournament, that he came here to check up on them and stuff just so they weren't late, it really drives it home. Like, Frieza really thinks he's so powerful now, he thinks he can even take out Lord Beerus. And that is exciting. That's another arc right there, honestly, if they want to do it. But Frieza, this is what I said before, I think he's just trying to test his ability to manipulate gods in this chaos. Like, this is his time to go, screw being galactic level, he can be universally emperor of the entire, like, set of universes. That's Frieza's goal. Or just control one universe. He, you know, he basically has a plan against Beerus, and this will either lead to him being Hakai'd, which Real to Real did a good video on that. Go check that out. I know I'm not big enough to tell you check people out, but hey, I just did it, so whatever. And he still holds a grudge, and I would love to see Beerus and, you know, Frieza. No, sorry. I would love to see. This is our opportunity. Okay, this is our opportunity to see Frieza spill the beans about Planet Vegeta to Vegeta. And I would really love that, like, in the tournament, like, they're fighting, and, you know, Vegeta and, like, talking how he hates Frieza, and he's like, and Vegeta's like, you destroyed my planet. What, my home planet? Of course I hate you. And then Frieza says something like, oh, come on, Vegeta, that was so long ago. Besides, I was just following orders. And Vegeta's like, what? Well, yes, it was Beerus who told me to do it. I would have been fine keeping you filthy monkeys underneath my boot for another few years or so. Something like that. And that leads into something where Vegeta has a grudge against Beerus, and I'd love to see where that goes. I don't know if it'll go there, but that would be really cool. And that was just kind of my extra little side that I wanted to talk about. But I just really, because the fact that they brought that in kind of, originally it made Frieza look less evil. Of course, they fixed that in this episode, no problem. But I just wish they didn't bring that in without having a perfect like use for it. And I think now that Frieza's coming back, we have a chance for Vegeta to be told this information. I think a lot of fans want Vegeta to know this information. Will he care now? That's another part of it. He might not care. He might just be like, well, everything turned out for the better, so, you know, I'll forgive Beerus. Or maybe he'll hold a grudge against Beerus. Maybe he'll get even stronger to try and beat Beerus. Who knows? But that's just my thinking. I don't know. I guess we'll get back to this episode now, not the what ifs. And Goku has a suggestion that maybe we'll just, you know, we'll fight it out. You know, it's like, this is what we'll do. One punch is all it takes. If I punch you first, Frieza, then you gotta stop being a little whiny baby talking about how I destroyed your life, blah blah blah, and you have to join our universe with no qualms. And Frieza's like, fine, whatever. If I punch you first, then I get to do whatever I want to do, and you can't stop me. Which doesn't really lead to him, you know, not being brought back to life. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I love Frieza's face though. It's just that image is like, I did the mint of concentration in hell, and he picks. This is some brutal scenes actually for this show. Like, you see Goku with the energy beam through his chest, his hand through his chest, and then him just choking him to death. He had not blood, but he had like spit coming down his face, which I think was meant to be like blood. And Frieza can picture he has a clear picture in his mind how this fight's gonna go, and his total sense of victory. Oh, the animation. Oh my gosh, this animation right at this part was just amazing. So they do a bunch of after images trying to, you know, avoid each other before they make that big punch. Beerus doesn't think this is going to work. Whis probably is like, yeah, he's probably not going to do anything. But hey, you know what? Let's see. Well, I think it does do something. Goku goes blue. Frieza goes into his true golden form. It's interesting to note he has not left his golden form this entire episode. And here they go, and they make a punch, and Frieza makes the punch just like he remembered, just like he imagined in his dreams when he was in hell. However, unlike in his dreams, there was another punch made that night. And it was Frieza, who the face contortion on this scene is just freaking amazing. And I think this did two things. I think this made Frieza realize that he was not as stronger than Goku, because he thought that he was better than him. But this pretty much proved, and also brought back people talking to each other in their minds, which I haven't seen in Dragon Ball since the Saiyan saga. Because Goku and Frieza are talking to each other, where Goku's like, I've been fighting strong people ever since, you know, we fought last on Earth. You aren't the only one who's gotten stronger, Frieza. And Frieza's like, I will end you. You know, classic Frieza, you know. He's like, I will do as I want no matter what. And, you know, they knock each other out, which I think is a beautiful scene. It's really cool, but I just love the dynamic between these two. God, I just love Goku and Frieza's dynamic. This is kind of like what Goku always wanted in a way, because if you remember in the Frieza saga, he let Frieza live because he wanted to fight him again, because he wanted to have another challenge. And the same thing in ROF, he was willing to do that again. And like, this is Goku's biggest dream right now. But as I said, Frieza never leaves his golden form, even when he's knocked out. That's what's interesting to me. He was knocked out and he was still in his golden form. Like, that's shocking. He's so shiny. Can we just take an aside real quick? Like, how shiny? Okay, the new Golden Frieza is shinier than ever. Like, I'd never seen him shine this much. In the ROF arc, he barely looked shiny at all. In this episode, he was gleaming. Somebody fell in love with that little effect that goes from like left to right or right to left, where it's just like a gleam of light. Somebody fell in love with that effect on this episode, and I love them for it. Thank you very much. Like I said, the animation in this episode was great. I loved it, and even that little point that I did mention, it wasn't anything to really like bother me or anything like that. I just thought it was funny, and that's what I saw right away. With that, it has been confirmed. Frieza is indeed the 7th, not the 7th, the 9th. Wait, 2, 4, 6, 8. The 10th, I'm kidding. Frieza is the 10th warrior to be on the team. The universe gods are readying their bodies, and Jiren is looking like he just had given birth to a baby or something as he stands on top of that mountain, and the whole pride of the jungle. Wait, no, I'm sorry. That's a different movie. That's a movie. That's not this. Jiren's standing on top of a mountain top. He might have a kid, but you know, he's not. I don't know. He's looking out in the ocean. It's a beautiful little scene, actually. I like it a lot. We get to see Jiren next week. Oh my gosh. The Tournament of Power is beginning next week. Can you believe it? Like, the fights aren't going to begin, but the startup, and it's amazing. And we see Frieza come in with Beerus, Whis, and Goku. Frieza's just like, oh, by the way, he's out of his golden form at this point, so I guess he wasn't in the whole episode. He just has his arms crossed, looking to the side, like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I got to do this. Stupid Goku being as strong as me. And he doesn't even know about the Kaio-Ken. Goku did not, give him that information in this, and so he hasn't even seen how strong Goku really is. But Goku's already at his level. Frieza is already at Goku's level and in his blue form. 17, is also, but, whatever. Oh, next week's gonna be good before they go to the tournament. I can't wait to see how Frieza, like, talks to people and stuff. Oh, Frieza's amazing. I just love it. This episode was so Frieza great. And the gods are ready. The tournament's ready. I love the tournament. Can't wait for that level to be something in a game. Can we put that in Fighters somehow, some way? I don't know how. Can we put that in Xenoverse? I just want that level. It's so freaking beautiful. But that is the end of the episode 95, because next week it's finally happening. The Tournament of Power. What a great time to come back to doing reviews when the actual arc is starting up. Hopefully this arc lasts a long time. As we know, Dragon Ball doesn't mean 30 minutes doesn't mean 30 minutes. I mean, freaking 3 episodes took a freaking whole 2 days or something, the last few episodes. So hopefully the tournament's going to be a nice long one, and I just want them to keep this pacing, because the pacing in this tournament arc, I'm going to consider this part of the Tournament of Power arc. The tournament is just, the pacing is great, and I hope they keep it up. I hope we don't go down the path of Zamasu. Frieza's officially on the team. This has been a crazy ride. I may make a video, if I can get somebody, that'd be great, talking about how far it's come from the beginning of the Tournament of Power to now. And now Frieza just is in the ending theme. It's beautiful. Bye bye, Boo. Hello, Frieza. Next week we'll see Frieza in the opening. That's gonna be hype as fuck. And oh man. If you like this video, I don't usually say this, but if you like the video, feel free to like it, subscribe if you will. Help me get to where I can make money off this, because I need that money, yo. I ain't got bomas in my life, so I need some of that cash. But it's not about that. It's about the love and the friendship. Next week's gonna be so good. The Tournament of Power begins, and it's just Frieza's gonna meet Frost, Goku's gonna meet Jiren. We're gonna hear Jiren speak, most likely. We're gonna see the gods do some things they're probably gonna show off in the beginning, since they're not taking place in the tournament, like the 3 gods that were exempt, the universes. Hopefully we see them in a future arc. Roger's gonna be in the episode. Pecan Sandies for everybody. I just can't be excited enough. This was probably long, so get your popcorn out. Again, when you watch some of these videos of mine, you're gonna have to get them popcorn, because I can't shut the fuck up. But we saw Yard's Rat. I don't know what that means, what that's gonna lead to. Does that mean that the transmission's gonna be everywhere in this tournament? We see Vados, we see Whis, we see Champa, we see Makarita, most likely. I didn't see her in the preview picture, but we see more Gods of Destruction. We see that looking like one looks kind of like a fish. It's just, we get to see some warriors. Looks like we see a bird, a fairy. I don't know what universe they're from. Maybe they're from Universe 1. I don't know. 2. I don't know. Yeah, maybe they're from Universe 2. I don't know. We see Toppo back. The Pride Troopers, something big's gonna happen. Everybody's surprised, and it's just 18's there, 17's there, Goku's there, everybody's there. I'll shut up now. I can't continue to go on. Just remember this video. Praise me, revere me. I'm out, Negans. Peace out. Oh my goodness. Tip your waiters and waitresses.